What up? What's good, chat man? I'm back with another motherfucking episode of Straight Out the Group Chat. You heard me? So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm not finna even waste your motherfucking time. We're gonna get straight into this bitch. You heard me? So with that being said, this is round number one. Round number one. Complete the thought, which is self-explanatory. You heard me? All I gotta do is just complete the thought, complete the little sentence that I wrote. If you've been tuned into my last few episodes, I see why you wouldn't understand what the fuck is going on. You heard me? But if not, if you're tuned in, this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you. I'm blessed. I'm grateful that you tuned in with me. With that being said, let's get into number one, right? Complete the thought. Money can't buy happiness is what a broke motherfucker done said before. You hear me? Motherfucker was miserable. You feel me? Motherfucker he got money, didn't know what to do with his money. He lived a miserable life. Money can't buy happiness? That was a motherfucking lie. You hear me? They say money can't buy happiness. Whoever said that was not wise enough. You feel me? Cause me with money in my pocket, ooh, you feel me? Me with some goddamn money, and I'm like, oh shit, I be happy than a motherfucker. I get experience. I could buy the food I want. You know what I'm saying? I could take this trip, that trip. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is. You hear me? They say money can't buy happiness, but it be buying me happiness. I don't know what the fuck wrong with me. You hear me? Damn, you feel me? So let's get into number two. Number two, complete the thought. Being an adult is hard for somebody who's broke. You feel me? But being an adult, you know what I'm saying, is also fun. It's a life where you're free. You know what I'm saying? You get to make your own decisions. You get to create the life, the family. You get to create your own shit. You hear me? Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if that fucking makes sense to you. Always making sense. You know, I'm just yapping at this point in time. Ain't nobody want to hear all that shit. So let's go into number three. Complete the thought. Growing up taught me is that there's nothing wrong with struggle. See, the thing about the struggle, you got to embrace the struggle because it teaches you a place that you don't want to return to. Going through that struggle, you embrace the struggle. It teaches you how to embrace it, because when you ask God for bravery, hey, dear Heavenly Father, Father God, Jesus, I want to be brave. I want to have confidence. I want this, I want that. God isn't going to just whippity, scoppity, boo, boom, and just make you brave and confident. And the next day God is going to put you in a situation. He's going to put you in position to show how brave you are. How confident can you be? God is going to put you through this situation. So when you get in that situation, you get anxiety, you get a little nervous. You like, oh my God, like, man, this shit this shit real. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Then you know what I'm saying? But this is what you asked for. Whatever you in Palm, it was like Psalm something, right? It said, whatever you ask for in prayer, you believe that you already received it, and God will bless you with it. You feel me? So when you ask God for bravery, you ask God for confidence. God doesn't just give it to you, but He puts you in a position to show you. And if you don't understand what you're going through, God puts you through the same situation until you understand. You got to remember your prayers. You know, you might get caught up in life and other things. You know what I'm saying? You know, life is life. Life is going to do its thing. But it teaches you, how to be a better person. That's what the struggle teaches you. It teaches you a place you don't want to return to. Meaning, the darkness is where the strongest version of yourself is built. That's when you have more resilience, more confidence, and more bravery. The strongest version of yourself is built in darkness. So once you embrace that darkness and you embrace the journey that you go through as growing up or living through life and growing up in life, the biggest thing that's going to teach you is struggle and darkness. Things ain't going to be rainbows and sunshine. Not everything always the American dream. But reality, the truth be told, once you embrace the darkness, you know what I'm saying? What else could come your way? You feel me? And I always say things like, if like I get put in a situation, right? I get put in a tough situation. People will fold and they'll give up. But I say, if God gonna put anybody through this situation, He gonna put me through it because I'm built for this shit. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I'm built for this shit. You know, we live by this, we die by this, we don't surrender, we don't treat, them type of things. But if God puts me in a situation, it's because He knows that I'm built for it. You hear me? So I ain't really do none of that tripping. But growing up teaches you a lot of things, and the main thing is life. You feel me? Main thing is life, learning different perspectives. When you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen. You feel me? So then whenever you growing up, you learning life, it teaches you, you know what I'm saying, how to love, how to be kind, how to, you know, be a leader, be a provider, you know, whether you got a wife, you got kids, whatever. Like, I'm, as men, you know, I can't speak for all men, but I can speak for myself. Like, you know, I'm positioning myself so where it's like, okay, we can provide, we can protect, I can lead. You feel me? When you could let your guard down, you could turn your brain off when you're around me. You feel me? It's because, like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, growing up teaches you a lot of things, and the main thing is morals, principle, and respect. You feel me? In conclusion, you know what I'm saying? Morals, principle, and respect. I know that's kind of a long question, long answer. You heard me? But you know what I'm saying? With that being said, all right, chat. So this right here, okay, we're gonna go complete the thought. Number 3, right? Or number 4, my bad. Complete the thought. The biggest relationship mistake is getting married too young or finding the love of your life too young. Because, you know what I'm saying, when you get locked down early and you don't have experience with your life, you don't know what else is out there. Because when you're young and you don't got no emotion, you know what I'm saying, what the fuck else are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? So usually, you know, people find what's available, but they don't give it time or opportunity to see what else is out there. They lock down as a jit, so then they grow older, and usually people gonna say, oh, don't get married too young. You know what I'm saying? Take your time. You feel me? And those is facts that the older people always speak on, because those are the people that got in relationships too early and got married too early. Then once they started getting experience, they start moving around, they start traveling. When you go to another city, you go to another state, you be like, damn, fine shit. Boy, I fine shit over here, fine shit over there. Like, you heard me? Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? When you start traveling, even with your family, in your mind, deep inside, you like, damn, she got a fat ass booty. You heard me? Like, damn. You feel me? Like, if I knew this was out here, I probably would have waited. You feel me? You heard me? That's how it be. So, you know what I'm saying? The biggest relationship mistake is getting married too young, or getting a relationship too young and making that commitment too young, because you don't have experience yet. See, a female loves somebody who's experienced. Whether that's in the bed, whether that's with business, whether that's with life. She loves somebody who could lead the way based off of experience. You can't lead the way without no experience. You blind leading the blind, you heard me? So, you know, female, they love somebody with experience. So if you get that experience under your belt first, and then you start fucking with your wife or whatever, then it becomes different. Because now she really gonna lock in, you feel me? Yeah, you heard me? And then you have your experience. You got to see other things. You got to see the right from wrong. But if you never got to experience nothing, then we'll never know. You heard me? So with that being said, let's go to complete the thought number 5. Complete the thought number 5. Everybody wants to be rich until it's time to invest your money, and it's time for you to save more than what you spend, and it's time for you to not pop your shit. You heard me? See, everybody want to be rich, but as soon as they get a little bit of money, I'm buying Rolls Royce, I'm doing this and that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You heard me? That's a little trophy, but at the end of the day, it's not about how much you spend, it's about how much you keep. So if you do buy Rolls Royce, or you do buy these certain things, you got to make sure that you have triple or times 5 or times 10 of what you're spending your money on. You heard me? So money management is everything, especially when you're trying to become like rich. You heard me? And you know, everybody wants to be rich until it's time to put in the work. See, you know what I'm saying? Everybody wants the money, but nobody want to put in the work. You feel me? People want to be rich, but you know what I'm saying? They just want a handout. Like, hey man, let me win a lottery or something. You heard me? If you win the lottery, you're going to spend your money on bullshit. What you really spending your money on? Because after that, if I hit the lottery, I'm investing my money in some shit that I know I can make my money back. So I get $1 million, I turn that bitch into $5 million, 20 mil, 30 mil, 100 mil, a billion. Fuck you talking about? You heard me? I do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm at least learning. I got my ups and downs. I done reached some money. I done lost some money. I done got rich. I done went broke. You heard me? Hey, man, that's a part of the game. You heard me? But I'm still out here. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? I do this for the love of the game. But everybody wants to be rich until you got to apply discipline to your life. Until you got to cut off your friends. Everybody want to be rich until you got to put 100% focus in your business. Because see, this is the thing. People want to be rich until you have to make that sacrifice. What I mean by that, when God opens up a door for you, sometimes it's only for you to go through. He only built that door for you to go through. But see, people's problem is, I want to take my best friend with me. I want to take mom and dad with me. I want to take my cousin. I want to take my brother. You know, those people are important. But you got to understand, God opened that door for you. So you walk through that door. These people, they're going to talk about you. They're going to hate. They're going to speak on what they got to speak on. But you walk through that door anyways. You educate yourself. You focus on yourself. You become a better human being. And you, most importantly, make yourself valuable. Make yourself valuable. So then, once God open that door for you, now God's going to bless you in a position where now you get to open up all the doors that you wanted to take those people with you. But you have to leave them you have to leave them for a momentarily. Momentarily, you have to leave them. But at the end of the day, when you go through that door that only God opened for you, you make yourself valuable. You make yourself, you know what I'm saying? You build yourself up and you read more books. You get the knowledge. You get on your spiritual journey. Read your Bible. Read whatever you feel. Whether you spiritual, meditate. It don't matter. You heard me? Find that peace and find that thing where it makes you more valuable. So when you do go back home, it's like you going back home with the lion's head. You going back home with the tiger's head. Like, here, I got something for y'all. Here I go. I open up doors for everybody now. You heard me? That's, people want to be rich until they have to leave people. They have to cut people off momentarily. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the people that get cut off momentarily, they be like, this motherfucker went Hollywood. This motherfucker done switched up on us. You heard me? This motherfucker done forgot about us. But they don't know the purpose. They don't know the vision. They don't understand that what you're doing is to save them from generational trauma that they've been going through over and over and over again. You heard me? So, man, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'm not trying to get the yapping, because right now I'm just motherfucking yapping. But it's real shit, if you understand what I'm saying. Hopefully it made sense. With that being said, you know what I'm saying? That was complete the thought. Round number 1. So with that being said, let's get into round number 2. Alright, chat. This is round number 2. Round number 2 is would you rather. You hear me? So would you rather is self-explanatory. Would you rather do this or would you rather do this? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's would you rather. You pick one or you's a bitch. You hear me? Gangster shit. You hear me? Yeah, man. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? But, okay. Would you rather, number 1. Would you rather restart your life at the age of 10 with today's knowledge, or would you wake up 10 years in the future? For me, you hear me? It is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And all you can do is all you can do at the motherfucking end of the day. So at the age of 10, with everything I know, I still wouldn't know exactly the steps and exact moment that what I have to do to make that play to become, get Microsoft before Bill Gates. You feel me? Get Tesla before Elon Musk. You feel me? I don't know them exact moments. I don't know that exact thought right now. So right now, if I knew everything what I knew and go back to the age of 10, that brings me no value, because I have the knowledge. I know it's about to happen. I could predict it. I could gamble or something. I could be like, the Lakers is going to win in 2020. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James is going to get traded to the, 76ers. You heard me? He going to ball out, in Philadelphia. You heard me? Wherever he go, I go. You heard me? If LeBron go over here, I go over here. You heard me? You feel me? I was waiting for him. As soon as he picked up as soon as he said he going to Philadelphia, I said, fuck it. Let me pack my bags too. You heard me? But you know what I'm saying? So them type of shit, you know, I could predict the future, like Back to the Future when he was gambling, or he wasn't gambling, but he started predicting games. I could win a little some money on and shit. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'd rather wake up 10 years into the future, because the future is something that, okay, if I could figure out the future before the new generation, I could build off of that. You feel me? And then I could be ahead of my time, which I'm already ahead of my time. You hear me? If you know, you'll know. You hear me? But I'm going to be ahead of my time. So once I get 10 years into the future, it's like, okay, I could do something with that. You hear me? So in conclusion, would I rather start my life with everything I know today at the age of 10? Or would I rather wake up 10 years in the future? I'd rather be, you know what I'm saying, get those 10 years in the future. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Make sure you comment down below. Let me know your opinions. You heard me? I'm just yapping, you feel me? But I'm just going on with the game show, you heard me? So would you rather, number 2, go viral tomorrow or build a loyal fan base over 5 years? Now, me personally, I done had a couple cool little viral moments, you heard me? But I'd rather have a loyal fan base over the 5 years, and ultimately that's what I'm doing right now. You heard me? I'm trying to figure out the target audience. I'm learning more about the internet, the internet world and the content world, a little bit more deeper than, you know what I'm saying, from what I thought I knew what I was doing. You heard me? But you know what I'm saying, just be patient. You know what I'm saying? Time will always tell. But I'd rather build a loyal fan base, a cult following. Once I had that cult following, once I had that loyal fan base, it's over with. God, man, you know what I'm saying? We finna do amazing things out here. You heard me? I ain't even gonna cap. You heard me? Man, fuck all that. You heard me? We doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, would you rather, number 3, own a successful business or invent something that changes the world forever? Well, to be honest, I'd rather own a successful business rather than invent something that changed the world forever. Now, the reason for that, or what I feel off the top of my head, I would rather own a successful business, because if I own a successful business, obviously I got motion. You heard me? First and foremost, I got motion. Success means I got motion. You feel me? So if I got a little success, that means I got a little motion. So that means while I'm living, I get to live the quote unquote American dream. I get to, you know, do things that, you know what I'm saying, I'm blessed to be able to do. You feel me? But if I invent something that changes the world, there's not no guarantee. If I don't get a patent, if I don't get these type of things for this invention, then white folks gonna take it from me. You heard me? They done did this plenty times before. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's hard to create something new that's really gonna save the world. Cause I remember I seen this. I don't even, you know, let's not even talk conspiracy. You hear me? I'm just trying to get started with my career. You hear me? But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Man, fuck all that. Man, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to would you rather, number 4. Would you rather relive one amazing day forever, or experience a new adventure every day? Alright, chat, man, let's go to fucking commercial break. Number 4, would I rather relive one amazing day forever or experience new adventures every day? Now, me personally, man, fuck the past. Whatever happened. You heard me? So would I rather relive one amazing moment? Man, fuck that moment. You heard me? I'm finna create plenty more. You heard me? I'd rather have an adventure every motherfucking day. You feel me? I want to be like, you know, like, what's the motherfucker's name? They had a cartoon and shit. That's like, where's the map? I'm the map. He's the map. I got maps. I got maps. I got racks. Right on racks. I got stacks on stacks. I got bitches. Hit from back. Hit from the back. Hit from the back. Oh, I know she like it like that. I'm the map. I mean, my bad. I got lost in train of thought. You feel me? But Dora, that bitch Dora, you hear me? Little Dora, you hear me? Little Dora and motherfucking Diego or some shit, you hear me? Them little motherfuckers, you feel me? These little young jits running around wilding out. Them mama and daddy don't know where the fuck they at. You heard me? These motherfuckers out here in the jungles, in these streets, and the door almost got sticked up. You feel me? Swiping, no swiping, come around that bush. He like, man, should I go this way? Should I go that way? You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking swiping, no swiping. Said, I'm finna slide that way. You heard me? He'll finna slide on door. You heard me? But she lucky. You heard me? She always got lucky at the end of the day. You feel me? But them motherfuckers, they used to go on adventures every day. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? They used to go on adventures every day. Now I'm trying to go on an adventure. You heard me? I ain't even gonna cap. You feel me? So I'll be like them motherfuckers. I'd rather go on adventures every motherfucking day. You feel me? Don't know what I'm finna get into. You heard me? That's just me personally. Alright, chat. So this is Would You Rather. Would you rather number 5. With that being said, would I rather marry your soulmate at 40 or never get married? Now, if you've been tuned into this video, I talked about experience. You feel me? So experience, by the time you're 40, man, that you gonna have enough experience. Not only that, but you got about 100 years, you heard me, to live. Like in real life, we got about 100 years. So by the time you 40, you heard me, you better have a family. You better be married or some shit, you heard me? Because at this point in time, your body might, I don't know, I don't got that experience, you heard me? So as a young individual, I'm looking at these motherfuckers 40, they always be like, my back hurt, my leg, you feel me, my neck, my shoulder. You feel me, motherfucker? They, you know what I'm saying? Some discombobulated, but what I was telling about them, you heard me? You feel me? You feel me? Something, you know what I'm saying? Something ain't going right, you feel me? But, you know what I'm saying? So by the time you 40, would you rather marry your soulmate at 40 or never get married? You know what I'm saying? I do want a little, you heard me? I do want a little wife and shit, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? I do want all that little shit to happen, you feel me? Want a cool little life, cool little vibe, cool little family and shit, you heard me? All that type shit, you heard me? That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? What it is, you know what I'm saying? But by the time you 40, I hope you got a family. I hope you doing something with something else, you heard me? You know what I'm saying? Let the young individuals have a game. You heard me? Let us ball out. You heard me? With that being said, that's the end of Would You Rather. You heard me? Yeah. What up? What's good, chat, man? This is round number 3. Round number 3. One gotta go. So with that being said, man, let's get straight into the motherfucking round. Ain't no holding. You know what I'm saying? Let's get straight into this shit. So one gotta go. Martin, Fresh Prince, The Office, Everybody Hates Chris. Damn, that's a good decision to make. You feel me? Martin and Fresh Prince, I ain't gonna cap. They staying. That's solid. I fuck with that. You heard me? So The Office and Everybody Hates Chris. Now, I know this one fine little shit. You heard me? I be hitting her up every now and then. You know, we be talking whatever. You heard me? Yeah, pimping get to pimping. You heard me? But she be watching the little Office. She be watching the show The Office and shit. She tried to tell me to watch it. I probably ain't gonna do that. You heard me? But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I listen to whatever the fuck going on. You feel me? But based off of that reason, cause a fine shit said, oh, she watched The Office and shit like that, Martin and Fresh Prince was gonna stay for me, but based off the fine shit I'm talking to, she fuck with The Office, you heard me? So The Office gonna stay. So that means Everybody Hates Chris gotta get the fuck on, you heard me? Everybody Hates Chris gotta just get the fuck on, you heard me? So with that being said, this is one gotta go number 2. One gotta go number 2. Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Samuel L. Jackson, Leonardo DiCaprio. Whew. That's right there. That's a good fool right there. That's damn near an Avenger movie right there. But Denzel Washington, oh man, you know, I would fuck with Denzel when he like, man, King Kong ain't got shit on me. You know what I'm saying? I put in cases all you bitch ass motherfucking hoes. You know what I'm saying? Over here switching up on me. This is my motherfucking badge. I work for the LPD. You heard me? You not finna get rid of me. You heard me? This, man, he was going crazy in that bitch. You hear me? But I fuck with Denzel. Denzel staying. You feel me? He there. You know what I'm saying? Samuel L. Jackson. Motherfucker, he working with Iron Man and shit. You heard me, man? He's staying. You feel me? We gonna keep him. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We gonna keep his ass. You feel me? Then Leonardo DiCaprio, man, I know who the motherfucker is, but I can't name a movie off the top of my head because, you know what I'm saying? But I fuck about it. Leonardo DiCaprio and Will Smith. Which one gotta go? Now, see, Will Smith, sometimes he don't know how to act professional. See, the thing about Will Smith is, you know, he make great movies. You feel me? Great movies. You know what I'm saying? He's versatile. You hear me? And I've been seeing a little shit on Disney Channel. You know what I'm saying? He try to fuck with Will. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith gonna have to get the fuck on. You hear me? Cause he like to be unprofessional. He like to be at the Grammys and be yelling at motherfuckers. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth and get to smacking motherfucker Chris Rock. You hear me, Chris? You know what I'm saying? Chris get applaud and he, oh my, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck did you, in front of the white folks? You heard me? Will Smith, you should have caught Chris Rock at the backstage and two-pieced his ass. Like, hey, say little bitch, you heard me? Fuck the Grammys, you heard me? But see, I can't knock Will Smith for doing that shit. Because am I saying he wrong for it? I'm not saying he wrong, but is he right? See, he wasn't right, but he wasn't wrong. You feel me? I ought to smack the fuck out of somebody too. Like, hey, little bitch, you heard me? You speaking on who? You speaking on my wife? Oh, bitch, I gotta, boom, I'm gonna round that bitch up. I'm gonna come through, smack the fuck out of somebody. Keep my motherfucking name out, my wife's name out your mouth before your wife got my dick in them. Hold on, pause, chill, hold on, wait a minute, whoa. But, you know, Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? He should have just met him backstage. You feel me? But just because the Grammy reason, you know what I'm saying, I'm just getting started in my career. You know what I'm saying? Will Smith, you got to get the fuck on. You heard me? You already, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they got you back on TV. I don't know if they canceled you or not. You heard me? So, but just because you got canceled before, and I don't know what's up with you, what's going on, you heard me? Besides little Disney shit, you traveling the world, getting experiences, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. I respect it. I want to be doing some shit like that, but out of these four options, out of Denzel Washington, Will Smith, Samuel L. Jackson, Leonardo DiCaprio, Will Smith, you gotta get the fuck on. You hear me? You be a little acting unprofessional sometimes on camera in front of the white folks. Get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be walking that bitch looking sophisticated. You hear me? I'm trying to get a motherfucking Grammy. Like, how you doing? Yes, sir. Yes, madam. It's a pleasure meeting you. God bless you. Yes, Lord. You feel me? I'm trying to blend in too. You hear me? I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, make the white people money. You hear me, man? Fuck what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? You just got to get the fuck on. But one got to go. Number 3. One got to go. Fries, onion rings. Yeah, onion rings, get the fuck on. I ain't fucking with them. You heard me? I ain't fucking with no onion rings. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? And just in case you're curious, what was the other 2 options out of fries, onion rings? It was mozzarella sticks and mac and cheese. Now, see, I ain't fucking with onion rings. Onion rings, get the fuck on. You feel me? Motherfuckers who eat onions and onion rings, man, they breasts be smelling like ass. Now, I don't know what ass smell like, but it's just a nasty smell. When I'm around, I'm like, you know, make me want to vomit and shit. Make me want to throw up all over the place. Motherfucker gotta get the mopping and shit up. Like, man, what the fuck wrong with you? You feeling good? You feeling sick? They gotta check my temperature, putting me on IVs and shit. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, man, I don't know. But that motherfucker breath smell like straight shit. You heard me? Somebody smell like shit. You heard me? Somebody smell like shit. So if you eat onion rings, you know, if you eat onion rings, as a matter of fact, if you eat onion rings, you got a 99.9% chance that you eat ass. If you eat onion rings, there's a 99.9% chance that you eat ass. You feel me? So let's get into the next one, right? One gotta go. Lemonade, sweet tea, fruit punch, Gatorade. One gotta go. Lemonade, sweet tea, fruit punch, Gatorade. Personally, now, because it just says lemonade, which is just regular traditional lemonade, just the lemons and some little sugar, you hear me? Now, when it comes to lemonade, you better make my shit right, bitch. You hear me? Better make my shit right, bitch. Because I need 6 cups of sugar. And I need my shit, you know what I'm saying? You hear me? I want to be tasting water. Lemon water, you heard me? I need lemonade. You feel me? You heard me? I need that sugar in that bitch. But it depends on who makes it. But what I'm getting to in conclusion is, if they would have said strawberry lemonade, blueberry lemonade, raspberry lemonade, you feel me, something like that, it's like, okay, lemonade would have stayed, you feel me, then you know what I'm saying, maybe fruit punch got to get the fuck on. But just out of lemonade, sweet tea, fruit punch, Gatorade, lemonade got to get the fuck on, you hear me? Just regular lemonade, get the fuck on. Now if it said strawberry lemonade, it would have been a different story, you hear me? Because I fuck with a little strawberry lemonade, but regular lemonade, you gotta get the fuck on, you feel me? You gotta go, you feel me? One gotta go, you feel me? Last one, the last one of one gotta go. Number 5, one gotta go. Number 5, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean. So, me personally, there's one movie that I never seen the full movie. Well, there's actually, I never watched Star Wars, but Lord of the Rings, all I ever seen was that little gremlin. That little gremlin that was in that cave popped out, my precious. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, the fuck is you talking about? If it was me, I would have kicked the fuck out of you. Would have scared the shit out of me. You got 3 pieces of string of hair. You know what I'm saying? You popping up. You know what I'm saying? Big ass head looking like a goddamn alien. You feel me? Coming up to me talking about my precious. Like, bitch, the fuck? You feel me? This my shit. You feel me? This my shit now. Your precious, my precious. Get the fuck on. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So one gotta go out of Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Pirates of the Caribbean. Man, Lord of the Rings. Little gremlin bitch. You got to go. You hear me? You gotta get the fuck on. You feel me? So with that being said, that's the end of round 3. And we're gonna get right into round number 4. All right, chat, man. This is round number 4. Round number 4. Make it make sense. You hear me? So it's pretty self-explanatory. All I gotta do is just make it make sense. You feel me? So with that being said, let's get the fuck right into this shit. You hear me? So people want loyalty, but don't give loyalty. You ought to be ashamed of your motherfucking self. You ought to be a motherfucking ashamed of yourself. You want loyalty, but don't give loyalty? Man, something wrong with you, my brother. You feel me, my sister? You know what I'm saying? All I can say is people who want loyalty, but don't give loyalty, those people, to me personally, it's straight hoes. You hear me? It's straight hoes. You feel me? It's straight hoes. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. I feel like it makes sense to call them straight hoes. You feel me? They just hoes. You hear me? You feel me? But make it make sense, number 2. Make it make sense, number 2. People ignore text for hours but post on social media all day. Now, the reason why that makes sense, because me, I'm a content creator, right? And if you don't know, now you know. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. ItsEmoneyTv on all platforms. I just had to plug myself in. You hear me? Got to do it. You feel me? But people ignore text for hours but post on social media all day. See, the reason why I could post on social media all day is because I could schedule a post. You hear me? I could be doing whatever I be doing. You hear me? That's none of your business. You hear me? Because I gotta move smart out here. You feel me? But when I'm doing certain things, I already got posts scheduled. My post is already scheduled. So at certain times, it's already get posted. So of course, if it's already scheduled to be posted, by the time it gets posted, you'll be like, why the fuck he on social media all day, but I can't get a text back from him? But in reality, I'm handling real life, real business. You feel me? That I'm not even on my phone, but it just goes. It's already scheduled. You feel me? So hope that makes sense. You hear me? Make it make sense. People ignore text for hours, but post on social media all day. Well, if you're somebody like me, a content creator, the reason why I'm able to post all day is because it's a scheduled post. It's already scheduled. You feel me? I could be doing whatever I want in my life. Y'all could be doing whatever. Y'all could be getting some ass. I could be cracking fine shit. You know what I'm saying? I could be working. I could be doing side quests. I could be on vacation. I could be fucking with your hoe. I could be chilling at a family function. I could be at a wedding. You know what I'm saying? I could be any and everywhere. You hear me? I could be horseback riding. I could be at the lake. I could be on a kayak. You feel me? I could be skydiving. You know what I'm saying? Like all that. But I could still post on social media all day as long as I schedule my posts. You hear me? So it makes sense to, if you're a content creator, it's gonna make sense. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense. You hear me? With that being said, let's get into number 3. Number 3, make it make sense. Why do we clean the house right before people come over. Why do people clean the house right before people come over? You know, it's just to be presentable. It's just to look good. You feel me? When you look good, you know what I'm saying? Feel good. Great vibes. You could go to somebody's house like, man, you know, I'm not going to every room. I just go to the living room, the kitchen, and the restroom. Unless I know the people personally, then I might pop up in a room. But I'm not finna be in a room like, damn, this mother. Oh, you know, I ain't gonna cap. I probably would say some shit. You know what I'm saying? I probably would. Yeah, I ain't even gonna sit here and lie to myself. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? I probably would if I went into somebody's house and they parents told them clean up and I went, I'm like, damn, this a dirty motherfucker. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But the reason why people do that right before people come over, it's just to look presentable, look good, put on a little, you know, you gotta become a host. You gotta become, you know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure everything professional, everything right. You gotta hospitality. You gotta show hospitality. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm feeling good. Y'all feeling okay? Y'all need something to drink? You hear me? Then you gotta host them. Like, yeah, you sit on the couch. Here's a remote. If y'all wanna put something on, you know what I'm saying? We got games going on in the kitchen. We doing this. You know, the kids in the game, they in the room playing on the PC, PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? You got the other kids outside running around. We chilling. The adults over here at the table. We just sipping wine, playing Uno or dominoes or spades or some shit. You hear me? You know, all types of shit can happen. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? The reason why people clean their house before guests come over, just to be presentable, be a great host. And you know, at least when you come through, you be like, okay, I could be comfortable. I don't have to be looking around seeing if I see a roach somewhere in a pile of trash. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to be looking over my shoulder, be like, I just seen a roach. Crawling on that wall. You know how embarrassing that would be? If you at somebody's house and they got trash and it's not clean and you see a fucking roach crawl on the wall, me personally, as the guest or as the host, I'll be embarrassed. I'm like, everybody get the fuck out. The vibes is over. Everybody get the fuck out. Nobody ever coming back over here again. You heard me? So you better, hopefully you keep your house clean. You feel me? My house my environment stay clean no matter what, whether guest is coming over or not. But the reason why people clean the house right before guests come over, just to be presentable. Just you know what I'm saying? Just be, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, blah, 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 with the whoop. Let's get into number 4. Number 4, make it make sense. People will spend years chasing money, but never chase knowledge. You know what I'm saying? See, people will spend years chasing money, but they don't spend knowledge, right? So let me put it like this. Making money is an action. Making money is just an action. Maintaining money, it takes a discipline. To multiply your money, going from, 10,000 to 20 to 50 to 100 to a million to, 10 million, 100 million, billion, whatever. It takes knowledge. See, the thing, knowledge is power. See, getting money takes action. Maintaining the money management takes discipline. But in order for you to multiply money, whether you're investing into it or you're letting your money build up, or you know what I'm saying, you got to keep your money moving. Your money has to be circulating if you want to make money. You feel me? Money that's staying still is, you might make a little profit, but you're not really making nothing. Not what you're capable of making. But you know what I'm saying? Chasing, people, they would rather chase money because money, it's easy to get. Anybody gets some money. Even a homeless person gets some money. All a homeless person do is sit outside, like, hey, you got some spare change, and somebody gonna throw in some change. Even if you have a penny to your name, you could go outside, you could find some money. Money ain't really hard to get, but money is hard to maintain. Money is hard to multiply, but you have to have discipline and you have to have knowledge in order to grow your money. You feel me? If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense, but people rather spend money, or they get money because money just happens like that. You could get money any and every day, but knowledge, you have to get experience to get knowledge. You have to live through life. You have to let time tell, and you have to go through a journey for you to understand, oh, this is what God was putting me through. Oh, this is what life was doing to me. Oh, this is what I had to learn. But it takes time for you to learn new things. You should be learning new things every day. I learn new things every day, but people want the money because it's quick, it's easier to get. But they don't want the knowledge because knowledge, you know what I'm saying? You have to change your perspective. And when you change your perspective, it's not easy, but because you got to see it's something that you never seen. You got to look at life totally different. And people like being comfortable. So if you get too comfortable, you know what I'm saying, it becomes harder for you to gain that knowledge because you're so comfortable in your situation and what you're going through. You feel me? So people rather spend money. They will spend years chasing money instead of chasing knowledge, because money, anybody get that. That's easy. Knowledge ain't easy to maintain. You know how many lessons, you know how many days you have to go to school for you to finally learn about, the semester? You don't go to school for one day and just know everything. You got to go to school for a certain amount of days, you know what I'm saying, them type of things, and then you finally get to learn, whatever you get to learn. You feel me? So hopefully that makes sense. With that being said, let's get into number 5. Make it make sense. Why do the best ideas come at the worst times? The reason why I feel like the best ideas come to you at the worst times, because I believe in Jesus, I believe in God, right? I'm like on a spiritual journey, that type of stuff. So when I get a good idea at a worst moment, I feel like it's just God or the universe giving me a sign, like, don't give up. No, this is the moment. Like, you said you wanted it. You said you wanted to do this, and you might be tired. You ain't get no sleep. You ain't do this. You better get the fuck up and get to work. You hear me? So, like, the best ideas come at the worst time, because I feel like it's God or Jesus, you know what I'm saying, speaking through me or through people, or speaking, or whatever you believe in, whether you believe, Allah, Buddha, whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's your personal preference, right? It's not about who delivers the message. The most important thing is, did you get the message? No matter what you believe in, did you get the message? That's the most important thing. But for me, I just feel like it's that reminder to not give up. When the best ideas come to you at the worst times, those are the moments like, oh, I gotta remember my purpose. I gotta remember what I'm doing this for. Now, like, I remember now, like, I gotta get back on. You know what I'm saying? I can't let this hard time, define who I am. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I gotta stay consistent. I gotta stay disciplined, and I gotta stay committed to the promises I made to myself. You feel me? So that's how I kind of see it. That's how I kind of look at it. So make it make sense. Why do the best ideas come at the worst times? Because I feel like it's just reassurance to show you, like, no, you still got it. You still got them ideas. Don't let this worst time stop you. Get to doing what you said, what you prayed for, or do what you made, whatever commitment that you made to yourself. Stand on business. We live by this. We die by this. We don't surrender. We don't retreat. You heard me? With all due respect. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, that's make it make sense. So, you know what I'm saying? I believe this is the 5th and final round. You know what I'm saying? So, blah, 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 whoop the whoop. Let's get into it. Alright, Chad, hey. This right here is the final round number 5. Cinco. Cinco. This is round number 5. You feel me? With that being said, this round is called Pick One, No Explaining. Self-explanatory. I pick one or the other, no explaining. You heard me? You get to participate too. You feel me? Pick one, no explaining. Ready? I should be putting on a timer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? 3, 2, 1. iPhone, Android. iPhone. Breakfast, dinner, brunch. Burgers, wings, Marvel, DC, Marvel, Michael Jackson, Prince, you know what I'm saying? Looks or personality, but I like a bitch with a fat ass. Personality, marriage or no marriage. Marriage, by the time I'm 40 years, maybe you've been tuning with the episode, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? CEO or celebrity, CEO. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I'm the executive around this bitch. You heard me? Job, dream job, or early retirement. I'll retire today if you want me to. You heard me? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Money or free time. Bitch, give me that mind, y'all. You heard me? Give me that mind, y'all. You feel me? I got them fine, y'all. You heard me? So that was the quick, easy round. Pick one, no explaining. And that's the end of round number 5, you heard me? So with that being said, you know that's not it, right? You know that's not it. So now I got one more thing. But see, now this is a bonus question. You heard me? Now this bonus question, I'm not going to answer it. This is for the chat only. So if you made it this far in the video, that's much love in it. I'm appreciative of that. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe. So now this answer is just for the people. This for the viewers. This for the chat. You heard me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This is the bonus question. Bonus question. This for y'all knuckleheads that's watching this shit. You heard me? What's one unpopular opinion that you will never change? What's one unpopular opinion that you will never change? You feel me? That's the bonus question. That's just straight for the chat. You heard me? So with that being said, that is the end of episode number 4. You heard me? That's the end of episode number 4. You feel me? So with that being said, once again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna waste your time. You know what I'm saying? If you stayed this long, much love, appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your chat. You heard me with that? I'm out this bitch. You heard me? I'm out this motherfucker.
Let me show you how to move.